You know, I really like tea. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and welcome to my thoughts on Five Nights at Freddy's 2, A Rise to the Top review. So today I'm going to be reviewing Five Nights at Freddy's 2. We just finished our Let's Play series on this game, and it was a pretty decent sequel to Five Nights at Freddy's 1. I expected the gameplay to be kind of similar to the first game, and my expectations were pretty decently met on that. Now, when I first started playing the game, I initially liked it a good bit better than Five Nights at Freddy's 1 because it was built on the same principles of the first game. You're in a room, you're security guard, you have to kind of defend yourself and hide from the attacking animatronics. But there were some different mechanics that I liked a lot better. For example, the power doesn't go off. You always have plenty of lights for the vents. You can put on the mask whenever you want. You can check the vents whenever you want. You do have a flashlight that you have to flash down the hallway, but the battery lasts a pretty decent amount on that. So you can actually flash pretty frequently without having to worry about the battery going out by the end of the night. Additionally, they have the security camera. It's the same. You look around all the different rooms. Also, just like the first game, there's really not a lot of point to looking around with the camera. You only need to look in one or two rooms throughout the whole play experience, mostly just in the room to wind up the little puppets clock. So yeah, so that was for the second game. I liked the design a lot more. I liked that there were a lot more animatronics and a lot more different ways of dealing with them. It was a little bit more advanced that way. That was the good part of the game. And for the first few nights, it was very fun. Now, here's what I did not like about Five Nights at Freddy's 2. One, it got way too complicated in the later nights. In Five Nights at Freddy's 1, you start off only having to really go up against Bonnie and Chica. Right, and then later you had to deal with Foxy, and then with Freddy, the very end of the game. Pretty simple, right? In Five Nights at Freddy's 2, you have to go up. First, you're going up against the newer characters, so Toy Chica, Toy Bonnie, let's see, Mangle, I think, and Toy Freddy. And then they add the old ones. Well, Foxy, you have to deal with Foxy initially, too. And then they add the old ones. You have to deal with old Freddy, old Bonnie, old Chica. And then it just gets kind of complicated, right? At first, it kind of introduces it to you in a way that's not too hard, but when they start increasing the levels on the later nights, it gets just a little bit chaotic. Like Night 6 was an absolute travesty to get through. And in the first game, it was a lot more based around skill, right? As long as you got the pattern down, it was rare for the game to just kind of put you in a situation where you were just out of luck and there's nothing you could do, like both Chica and Bonnie being on the right sides of the door in the first game and it draining your power because you had to have both the doors closed at once. That situation didn't happen very often, so 2 or 3 matches or rounds or whatever, you could probably get through a night. In Five Nights at Freddy's 2, that is not the case at all. There's a lot more of a luck-based approach to the game. You can go several nights where you just can't do anything because they just put you in situations where you can't get out of. Now, that's noticeable in Five Nights at Freddy's 6, but not, or I'm sorry, Five Nights at Freddy's 2 Night 6, but it is not that big of a deal. But then once you start doing the higher level custom nights, such as 10-10 mode, like Fazbear Fever, or 10-20 mode, such as Golden Freddy, then it gets near impossible to do. You have to spend hours and hours and hours. And then once you actually finish, it's mostly just by luck. And that's because the AI is really buggy on higher levels. Foxy's AI is really buggy, and Toy Bonnie's AI is really buggy because they'll appear in vents, and you'll put on your mask, right, as in Toy Bonnie's case, and she will sometimes attack you immediately, and then sometimes will wait a few seconds and then attack, right? And so you're having to wait for an attack to be over, and it's a pretty long attack, and then, the puppet's thing is winding down, the little music box. You really need to go over and do that quickly, and you gotta flash at Foxy and check the left in. It just gets chaotic, right? And then sometimes if you check the camera and then put it down real quick and put on your mask, and an old fella enters the room, one of the old guys, it'll cancel out Bonnie's attack, and then sometimes it won't. So the whole AI in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, especially on the higher levels, is just really buggy. And that really started taking away from the play experience later on in the game. So initially I was like, oh, this game is so much better than Five Nights at Freddy's 2 because of all the new approaches and new elements and stuff. But that didn't really carry over so much towards the later nights and the harder sections of the game, because then it just got noticeably buggy and noticeably less skill-based and more luck-based. So, in a nutshell, that's what I didn't like about Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Additionally, it has technical issues just like the first game because it was made a pretty decent amount of years ago and it was made by one guy. So the game only runs at 720p resolution. You can't change the resolution settings at all. It's just locked there. If you have two monitors, a two-monitor setup like I do, you will have to disconnect one of the monitors because you can't play the game with two monitors because the application will not take control of your mouse like it should. If I've got my mouse and I'm moving back and forth in the game between both doors, the mouse is going to go outside of the game on the second monitor and completely mess me up, right? So if you're going to be playing on a two-monitor setup, you're going to have to get it disconnected and have it download with just one monitor to play the game. But yeah, so that is pretty much my thoughts on the whole game. If you enjoyed Five Nights at Freddy's 1, you will probably enjoy Five Nights at Freddy's 2. The higher levels are aggravating, right? But the custom nights were fun. There was a big assortment of custom nights to do. But the higher level ones were not fun. They were not fun at all because it felt like everything was stacked against you to the point there was nothing you could do about it except roll the dice and hope you got lucky. It was almost like a loot box. That was almost what it was, the Five Nights at Freddy's loot box. So, I mean, if you're a fan of that, good for you, go for it. But I did not have fun with that. But yeah, if you enjoyed the first game, you'll probably enjoy the second one as well, except for the later nights. But yeah, give it a go, and yeah, I hope you enjoy it. So that was my thoughts on Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will be doing Five Nights at Freddy's 3, hopefully in the near future after we get a few other series finished. And yeah, look forward to seeing you guys later. So thank you for watching, and until next time, I am your host, Cascarte de Utica, and I will see you all at the top.
There goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight, there goes a sight.